Welcome back to TTI. Today's project is one of those builds that makes you pause, blink twice, and say, wait, you can do that? We're talking about the ambitious transformation of an ordinary motorcycle into a fully working 2x2 motorbike, where both wheels actually pull their weight. Yes, front wheel included. Buckle up. Normally, motorcycles are pretty lazy at the front. In a standard setup, also known as 1x2, the rear wheel does all the hard work while the front wheel just points the way and pretends to help. But a 2x2 bike flips that idea on its head. In this setup, both the front and rear wheels receive power from the engine, making the bike far more capable when the road disappears and chaos begins. Think mud, sand, snow, gravel, or any surface that laughs at normal tires. Of course, this brilliant idea also comes with a not-so-small problem: engineering madness. Powering the front wheel isn't something motorcycles are naturally designed for. That's where the mechanical wizard behind 2T DIY steps in, armed with tools, patience, and a healthy disregard for the word impossible. To make this work, the bike's drivetrain needs a serious rethink. Custom metal parts are fabricated from scratch, including components like a differential and a cardan joint. These aren't just fancy words to sound smart, they're absolutely essential. The differential allows wheels to rotate at different speeds while still sharing engine power. This is crucial when turning, because the wheel on the inside of a turn travels a shorter distance than the one on the outside. Without a differential, the bike would protest loudly and possibly throw a tantrum in the form of lost traction. On a 2x2 motorcycle, this challenge becomes even more interesting. The front and rear wheels naturally rotate at different speeds, especially while cornering. The differential helps manage that difference, keeping the bike stable and cooperative instead of unpredictable and scary. Then there's the cardan joint, a mechanical hero that doesn't get nearly enough credit. This joint transfers rotational power between shafts that aren't perfectly aligned, which is very important when your front wheel needs to turn left and right without breaking the laws of physics. In this build, the cardan joint ensures smooth power delivery to the front wheel, even while steering, which is no small achievement. One of the biggest changes involves reinforcing the front wheel and fork with custom metal supports. These parts are carefully welded together to handle the extra stress of a powered front wheel. Strong welds are absolutely critical here. This isn't decorative metalwork. The front fork now has to deal with steering forces and engine power. Bad welding could mean failure, and failure at speed is nobody's idea of fun. What makes this project so impressive isn't just the clever mechanics, but the dedication behind every step. This isn't factory perfection, it's hands-on problem-solving, trial and error, and pure mechanical creativity. Watching this bike evolve from a normal machine into a terrain-conquering 2x2 beast is both educational and wildly entertaining. In short, this build proves that with enough skill, patience, and stubborn determination, even a humble garage can produce something extraordinary, and maybe slightly insane in the best possible way. Now let's roll over to the second motorcycle, because one 2x2 build clearly isn't enough excitement for one garage. Over at 2T DIY, our fearless mechanic is back at it again, fabricating yet another custom cardan joint. But before jumping into the fancy stuff, he does what every sensible mechanic does: fixes the parts that actually make the bike move and stop. Small detail, very important. The first order of business is repairing the front and rear sprockets. The front sprocket's job is to pass engine power to the chain, which then delivers that energy to the rear wheel. Think of it as the bike's way of saying, "Go!" Naturally, the rear sprocket must match perfectly, because if these two aren't in sync, the chain will complain loudly, and not politely. Once adjusted, the sprockets and chain work together to push the motorcycle forward with confidence. Next up is the brake disc, which might not sound exciting, but it's the part that prevents exciting things from going very wrong. The brake disc slows or stops the wheel using friction, and it needs to be properly aligned and adjusted to handle the upgraded setup. Just like with the first bike, the focus here is again on customizing the cardan joint and transforming the front wheel from a passive observer into an active contributor. Then comes the sparks. Using an angle grinder, he cuts into the upper fork area to make space for the new drivetrain components. This step is necessary to fit the custom-built system that will send engine power to the front wheel. After that, the front wheel is remounted along with newly fabricated suspension parts designed to handle the added stress. To begin, the mechanic assembles the cardan joint by fitting the splined shaft into the joint housing. A pin is carefully inserted to lock everything in place so the components don't decide to part ways mid-ride. Once assembled, the joint undergoes careful checks for strength and smooth movement, because almost works is not good enough when physics is involved. Alignment here is absolutely critical. The front wheel must stay perfectly centered, and the suspension has to absorb bumps without shaking hands with disaster. To support all these new components, custom brackets are welded directly onto the frame. Once those supports are solid, the cardan joint and drive shaft are installed and aligned precisely with the motorcycle's powertrain. The drive shaft extends from the cardan joint and connects back to the engine through a chain drive. This chain drive now feeds power to both the front and rear wheels, officially turning the bike into a true 2x2 machine. Thanks to the customized sprockets, whose teeth grip the chain links just right, the system runs smoothly without slipping or jerking. Chain tension is checked carefully. Too loose, and power is wasted. Too tight, and parts wear out faster than patience. The mechanic makes sure everything is aligned, balanced, and ready for action. Before wrapping up this transformation, it's worth pausing to admire the man behind the madness. Based in Vietnam, the creator of 2T DIY isn't just a motorcycle mechanic. He's a full-blown invention machine. His projects range from 2x2 bikes and 4x4 mini Jeeps to electric wheelbarrows and even RC lawn mowers. Yes, really. With more than 185,000 subscribers on YouTube, he generously shares his creative process with the world. And judging by the perfectly working components on this bike, it's clear his skills are no joke. Now that the second motorcycle is complete, there's only one thing left to do. Take it out onto rough terrain and see what this homemade 2x2 beast can really do. Thanks for sticking with us through this wild build. If you enjoyed the sparks, grease, and genius, be sure to visit the 2T DIY channel for more mind-blowing projects. Until next time, stay curious and keep those engines dreaming.